I'm here because we believe in democracy. Everyone's voice matters, but I am speaking now. I am speaking now. You know what? If you want Donald Trump to win, then say that. Otherwise, I'm speaking.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that coming. Pretty good. Joining us now, Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow of Michigan, who spoke at the Detroit rally last night. That's a dicey moment. How do you think she handled it?
Well, first of all, Mika, it's always great to be with you. I have to say, it was so impressive. I mean, I was behind the stage with Tim Walz at the time and a group of us, and we were watching on screen, and we couldn't hear exactly what was being said by folks in the crowd, but we heard her respond and say people had the right to speak. And then we heard something else, and when she did that, and the look on her face was priceless, actually. I turned to Tim Walz and said, "You don't want to ever do anything to cause that face." And we were just all like, wow. What a powerful moment. So not easy when you're standing in front of over 15,000 people and something like that happens. But I thought she was magnificent.
Senator, so what the protesters were shouting there at the vice president, just because it's a little tough to hear on the audio, is "You can't hide, you're committing genocide." And we know that the vice president in her rhetoric has condemned some of the civilian casualties there in Gaza. But it's clear the war in the Middle East has dogged this White House. And there are certainly expectations that there will be significant protests, perhaps, at the convention in Chicago in just 2 weeks' time. How concerned are you that this could be a real issue, particularly in your home state of Michigan, which features such a large Arab American, Muslim American population, and many of those people are so deeply pained by what's happening in Gaza?
Well, that's an important question because, frankly, we're all pained. We are all pained about the loss of life. The hostages need to come home. There needs to be a ceasefire and a peace agreement, which is what President Biden and Vice President Harris are working towards. We need to be respectful of everyone. What's been happening is absolutely horrible, no question about it. And I think the Vice President has reflected that in her comments over and over. I will also say, though, that there were many of us that spoke, a number of us that spoke as elected officials who all share the same general feeling about bringing the hostages home, ceasefire, certainly supporting Israel's self-defense, but against Hamas, but at the same time standing up against the loss of life, Palestinian loss of life. And the only time that this happened at all, the disruption at all, was at a moment that she was speaking in, not for me, not for the governor, not for anyone else. It was not a general theme, is what I'm saying, because the larger group, I mean, everyone supports our ticket and wants them to win. And even when the group spoke up, which they have every right to do, they were overwhelmed by people saying, we don't want to go back, and basically supporting her. So it's very important, but it's only one piece of Michigan, the complexity of Michigan. And, this is the 6th time she came back to the state just this year, which is amazing. And I do have to just get in that if you want to make an entrance, do it on Air Force 2. I have never seen an entrance like that before. It was masterful, and the crowd really went wild.
Hey, Senator, I want to pivot a little bit to your personal story and where you are in your career right now. You are retiring from the Senate, where the median age is almost 66 years old. Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin is running to replace you against former Congressman Mike Rogers. A few weeks ago, Slotkin had mentioned offhandedly on a call with donors that you were doing a radical thing by passing the torch. Joe Biden shortly thereafter followed, your path. I'm wondering, if you can talk a little bit about that decision-making process and whether you have any advice to some of your fellow colleagues in the Senate about whether they should do the same.
Well, first, when I say I'm so proud of Alyssa Slatkin, who's going to hold my seat, which is very exciting. She won by well over 75% in her contested primary. So I'm very excited for that. For me, I just think it's very important to really know when to pass the torch. And both for personal reasons, it was important to me. My mom's 98. You know, I've got grandkids I want to spend more time with. But I also think we're at a time where we need new ideas and we need new energy. And I think that what the president did was very, very courageous. I think it's important to be able to make those decisions. The president called me the day after he had made that decision. He said, you and I are both retiring at the end of the year. We're going to hold hands and run through the tape. And I think we'd be better off with each of us taking a look at that and making that kind of decision.
Senator Debbie Stabenow of Michigan, thank you very much for coming on the show this morning. We appreciate it.